Hello, welcome to race number 3. This is Matt in the booth. Wolfgang will join us shortly. I just got 3 messages from him. And we have 5 minutes left here. And yeah, no Wolfgang. So, we'll try to pull someone up. If we don't, then it is what it is. It is Bristol. It'll be a fun race. I do like my Bristol. Currently in practice, Dean Demmer in the 41. He was really close to winning last week, but just couldn't manage to get the pit strategy. He's in that 43 on the ticker, supposed to be the 41, but with a Ken Block throwback. Currently on pole. And second is Larson Parker in the 18. He's been doing decent this season, so it's good to see him up in that top 3. Brian Lorenzo, not a shock, also in that top 3 era. Then Paul Irvin, haven't seen him in the league, which, you know what, it's number 51 in the top 5 Rook Rare racing car. We'll see if he can actually get a good result in a purple scheme. And then Brady Floyd is going to round out your top 5. He's currently provisionally in 5th. And he is doing some evasive maneuvers right now. Trying to find a good camera we like going on here. I think I'm going to like number 2 for the race. Leaving out on track, I think that's a 55. 50 something. Oh, that was a 96. Looks like pulled out in front of the 33 or something. Malachi Drake in the 90. He's doing practice runs. Looks like he got some damage somehow. Riley Marabello. I saw his name pop up. First race of the season for him. I've raced with him in other leagues. He's a really good driver. Actually, we have a lot of new guys here. So Dean Demmer, not new. Larson Parker. Brian Lorenzo is not new. Paul Irvin. Haven't seen him before. William George. He's in the 96. I think this is his first debut race. 93, Dustin Carroll has been here. Forrest Smith. Malachi Drake's been here. Riley Marabello. First race for him. Currently in 10th. Michael J. Steele. Jeremy Lapinus. I got it this time. Brad Stepane. Travis Lapinus. Frank Hughes. Joseph Darnell. Nathan Tallman. Raced with him before, but first in this league. Gregory Feronik in the 13. Definitely don't recognize that car. I think that's his first time. Matthew Cochran, James Coy, Sam Brochu. First time for this guy as well. Once again, I've raced with him before. Good guy. Probably because me and Brady kind of raced with the similar people, so that's probably why they've been invited. And then Nicholas Fuller has not completed a lap yet. He's sitting somewhere. Now he's completing a lap. So the only person to not complete a lap is Sam Brochu. And at Bristol, over a 20-car field for this particular series first race, but the league has been around for quite a while. One minute left. People getting in their final crashes. And then you'll go on to qualifying. And it looks like I'm going to do this single-handedly. So I apologize. Next week we will be at Kentucky. I'll try to remember that later on. And tonight it's gonna be 125 laps at Bristol. Laps go by really quickly here, as you can see. Since I've been talking, the 14's probably completed at least 10. They're gonna go by pretty quickly, but being such a tight track, you'll see how clean this group of guys is. We haven't had too many cautions earlier, even for the super speedways. But this will definitely be a test to who's over exuberant and who can actually tame their car. And practice is done. Checkered flag is out. And we are on to qualifying. First guy goes out on the track. I'll put the camera on them. No pressure. Who wants to be the victim? Brady Floyd. I saw his name come up first. He's entering. Travis Lapinus close behind him in the 16. He's just waiting there at the grid. He was sponsored some good exposure. Old Town something. That's a good scheme. Anyways, on Brady. Something development. Early social development. Okay. Oh, actually, Will Cloud looks like he came in the session. We haven't seen Zachary Thornton, who's been consistent so far. Hopefully he shows up so he can have a run at this championship. Dean Demmer, currently on provisional pole. Well, actually, currently on pole. With 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in practice. Second, as of now, is Brady Floyd, Travis Lapinus, and number 3 spot. Number 4 spot, Jeremy Lapinus. I wonder if these guys are brothers or they're at least somehow related. If anyone knows, it'll be nice to put in the comments, please. 5th, Forrest Smith. 6th is now Nicholas Fuller. He dropped a spot. That's it so far with a whole bunch of people on track. See the 18. And get the camera over to him. Larson Parker put his way up to 4th. No, fell down to 5th. I think he finished. Oh, Riley Mirabello in the 52. His number is different in every single race. He's up to 2nd now. Still on pole is Dean Demmer. No one's topped him yet. A little less than 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the board. Actually, Sam Brosher just topped him in the 25. He left, so I can't take a look at him. Will Cloud currently on track. And the end of pit road, I guess. Okay, Drake up to 6th. Brian Lorenzo put a lap in. He's up to 4th. Brad Stefane's currently on track. Gregory Bronick gonna be where his car number's at. Well, he's currently last of the people who have qualified so far. And that wasn't supposed to happen for Will. We'll move the camera off of him. Paul Irvin. He crosses the line. Oh no, that's his green lap. So right now is his qualifying lap. Running the high side. I don't know if he's scraping the wall. Hopefully not, because I want that lap to count for him. And he's going to be 13th so far, running the high side. Jeremy Lapinus out on track in the 33. He is having fun in the wall. Will Cloud actually got past the start-finish line. He is Falling back to 9th. Off the track. Anyone on track? Joseph Darnell in the 2 is on track. A nice looking scheme. He's going to qualify 15th. 18 guys have qualified so far. Being led by Sam Brochu and being followed up by Gregory Fronick. Hallman, Hughes, Coy, and Steele have not put in a lap yet, and it looks like they are not going to. As in 1 second, we're going to be gridding up now. Start this 125 lap event. And then we'll go through the starting grid as fast as I can, but I cannot see everybody once the pace car goes. So we will start now, trying to go as quick as I can. On pole is the 25 of Sam Brochu, into his outside 43/41 of Dean Demmer. If I didn't have that memorized, that would be really hard with a number change. Behind him, 77, Brian Lorenzo, into his outside, the number 52 of Riley Marabello. Looks like 5th isn't here, but 6 is the 90. Actually, no, you're actually the 07. Malachi Drake. Oh, and 5th is Brady Floyd in the 20. Behind him, the 51, Paul Irvin, into his outside. In the 8th position is the 16 of Travis Lapinus. Will Cloud in 9th. And in 10th, it is the 96 of William George. And that is as far as I can get, because now everybody's spread out. Back there I can see the 93 and the 18. But we'll get back up to Sam Brochu. My ticker will actually start working once the green flag drops, and that'll be very soon. No lights on the pace car. Here at a very short track. And I believe pace car is going to go down the backstretch pit entrance. That don't have it separated here. All one very long pit entry. Or, you know what? I'm a bunch of baloney. I think they do have it separated. But Sam Brochu will lead us to the green flag. Dean Demmer will try his best to keep tight on the outside. I believe the outside will be the way to go, especially when the tires wear. And green flag is out. Away they go. The 43 actually gets the line before the 25. But the 25 does lead him into 1 and 2. 43 is going to pop back in line. Also, the 52 back there as well is going to get single file right in front of Brian Lorenzo. And actually, Malachi Drake going to fill in that gap. I saw a big wiggle out of the 20. A Brady Floyd who's losing a lot of ground early on in this race. And it looks like he has been able to recoup, but he fell back to 13th after starting well within the top 10. I believe 6. Brochu going to get back to him. Currently being stalked by the 52, who made his way up to 2nd. Behind him is a gaggle of cars. Dean Demmer fell back to 3. And the 51 riding the outside very well. He's to the outside right now of the 52 of Marabello, and will successfully make the pass, exiting off of turn 2. Brian Alonso will try and follow suit, but he's currently in a hot battle with a 52. Looks like he'll clear him now. Dean Demmer got loose in the back. And is that the 96 of William George trying to take advantage of that? Or no, that was the another blue car. That's the 18 of Larson Parker. Larson looking good on the outside. Trying to follow Will Cloud through this mess. And he's going to clear the 25. He started first, and now he's all the way back to 5th. Just being stuck on the inside line. I got to switch my cars to someone who's a little farther up. 51 into the wall. But he was able to recover. Brian Lorenzo not able to pounce. He's trying to ride that inside line. And he's actually side by side with the lead right now. Entering turns 1 and 2. Brian Lorenzo diving in deep. But he will clear the 51 off of exit. 51 comes for the crossover. But Brian with the momentum. I believe Brian will keep the spot. And Will Cloud will try and follow through in his 48 machine. And coming off of the turn, I believe the momentum will send the 48 right by the 51. And yes, he does. 51 being stuck on the inside is not where you want to be, because the 18 is now to his outside. And he's going to fall back to the 5th place position after this turn. And then it looks like there is a gap between him and the 96. He can slot back up in line, but Larson Parker, who just made the pass, dove down to the inside. Actually kind of backed out of it. Will Cloud, and he's going to try and ride the high side right now. Get momentum on the 48. And everybody is back to single file here at the front. I can hear some people hitting the wall, trying to ride that high side. Get as much momentum as you can off of the turn. And inevitably, you're going to have people rubbing the wall here and there. But this race is going by really quickly. I barely started, and I'm still on my first breath, it feels like. And we're just started lap number 14 out of 125. But without anyone here, I highly doubt I can keep this up the entire time. It'll be very difficult. So if anyone in the comments wants to say something, feel free. I'll gladly respond, as long as it's appropriate. So in other words, nothing from Brett Murphy, if you're watching, like you usually do. Do boo your team owner, Brady Floyd. And Brian Lodge is looking very comfortable in the lead. He's got 4/10 of a gap between Will Cloud. Will Cloud then has another 3/10 between him and the guy behind him. So they are evenly spaced. But with this many people, there's bound to be people on top of someone. And I see Brady Floyd and Tallman are look like they're having a battle back there. Oh, Brady Floyd, something happened to him. He got on the inside, losing more ground. Yikes. Now, Tallman, not the 14 like he usually is. He's the 47 in the series. Yep, he's in a tussle right now with the 2 of Joseph Darnell. These guys are battling for the 13th position. The 14 of Nicholas Fuller is trying to take advantage of that. It looks like it's going to be on the outside. Oh, Tallman slides up the track, gives a little rubbing to the 2. He's going to fall back in line. 14 is going to take advantage, shoot down to the inside. But with those guys up there, he has nowhere to go. He has to stay down there. Right now, battling Darnell for at 14th position. Someone is getting to the wall really good, it sounds like. I think that's the person behind Steele, which would be Forrest Smith in the 81. Yep, it was Forrest Smith. Brady Floyd right now. We're going to take advantage of Forrest Smith. He's up to 18th, trying to recoup. Brady's had a really rough start to the beginning of the race. Qualified 6th, all the way down to 16th. So I think the issue is the car handling. And that 81. I don't know if that car is really tight or what, but looks like he's having a handful as well as the 13 Gregory Fronek. Past him is now in 17th. Battle for the lead. Larson Parker looks like he took the top spot. Oh, no, he didn't. It just wasn't updated. But Larson Parker's was up to 4th. He's actually battling side by side with Malachi Drake. Currently, because he got on the wall, Malachi Drake was able to shoot by. Dean Demmer in the 41 shoots by as well. And actually, being on the top side, he's not really going to run off. Riley Marabello shoots by right now, the 33, looking for that gap. Jeremy Lapinus. Something's up with the 18. I'm not entirely sure what. But he's starting to fall back like a rock. Currently, Brian Lorenzo, he's actually extended his gap. Ticker shows 1.5 seconds between himself and Will Cloud. And I'll try and find some more battles in the field. With a field of 20 plus guys, there's got to be something going around. Like Sam Brochu. Did not have to look far. He's in the thick of a battle right now with a 90, 51, and 52. Actually, 07, not 90. And it looks like Brochu in the 25 is going to take over the 4th place position. He's currently now trying to track down Dean Demmer, who is 0.7 of a second in front of him. Riley Marabello has freed the grasp. Also, he's trying to now catch up to the guy in front of him. Paul Irvin still battling Malachi Drake. And right now, the 33 of Lapinus, Jeremy Lapinus, is in at 2:51 into the wall. That does hurt his momentum, but he is able to keep the spot. Malachi Drake has to slot back in line. Still looking down low, though. Guess you can't pass him if you can't get the line, which it's holding up the 07 quite a bit. Just trying to see him work that inside line, and the top side's defending really well. 51 into the wall. Loses his front bumper, and nope, it net goes right back onto the car. But he does lose a spot to the 07 and almost the 33. Looks like on exit 33, he's able to get to the gas sooner, and he's able to take over the 7th place position. Oh, okay. Well, Tyler, so far hasn't been too bad. Lap 37 out of 125. A lot of action and not a lot of chaos so far. But hopefully I didn't just jinx us, because if I did, I'm going to get fired. Brian Lorenzo is currently lapping cars. He just lapped the 96 of, what's your name? Oh, my former teammate, William George. If that is the right William George I'm thinking of. Demmer. Actually, Will Cloud's falling back. Demmer right now up to 2nd. Sam Brochu trying to take over the 2nd spot. He wants it badly, but has to slot back in line. Apparently just back to stalking. And I think behind him, is that the 13 that's a lap car? Yep. Gregory Fronick. Looks like they've lapped all the way up to 15th. He's the first car 1 lap down. Heaven forbid a caution runner come up. Now Frank Hughes in the 61 is currently battling Brian pretty hard to stay on the lead lap. He's staying on the top side, but can't really do too much. Brian just walks right around him. But I'm also not looking at the chat, thank goodness. I don't know if Brian wanted the inside, but he made very easy work of him. And he's actually still on that top side, battling right now with Dean Demmer. And Brian's just loving that. Gap's going to increase, but right now Dean does clear him. And he's back to trying to stalk Brian Lorenzo, 7/10 of a second. And closing very slowly. Actually, that time was a 10th, and he lost it. So yeah, kind of about an even gap between the two. For now, probably until someone makes a mistake, which is very possible. I'm going to try a feature here. Driver info, Brian Lorenzo. Definitely a I was going to say well-rounded, but just gives me the oval stuff. Definitely a very good racer. You can see stats right there, but he has a handful right now of Dean Demmer, who has closed up on him. Looking for the inside. Brian using the outside to defend like we've seen all night long. And we are over a quarter of the way. Halfway would be the 75 mark. And we're getting up there. Brian into the wall. It's going to let the 41 catch up a little bit. Brian's defending really hard, and some lap cars are in front of him too. So this will be interesting how he navigates that, or if one of them can use him as a pick, because the 14 and 93 are battling pretty hard in front of him. It looks like the 14 is going to win that battle. Brian's going to stay high. 43 is going to try and put him in the middle, but the 93 is able to get out of the way. And Brian actually able to use the 14. I was just, oh, he didn't really use him as a pick. That's just allowed the 41 to get right up on his back bumper. But these guys managed it pretty well. They're by those lap cars. Up next right now is the 18. We're already up to Larson Parker. Dang. Larson Parker is in the 12th position. Shows he's already a lap down. We currently have Michael Steele is the next car that would be victim. And I believe pit cycles are going to happen at some point too. I think that's what happened to the 18 because he all of a sudden fell. Or I'm not sure, but he's in 13th, one lap down. No, if he pitted, to be more. We'll see if Steele fights him. No, he stays on the inside. He doesn't fight him. But the 06 who he's battling with is going to stay in the way. And the 41 uses him as a pick. New leader because the lap cars 41 is going to pass Brian Lorenzo. New leader of the race. We'll see how Brian can get back at him, trying to use that outside, but loses the lead because of a lap car. I know it definitely wasn't intentional. It was just how they were able to navigate traffic. But Brian's getting in the run on the outside, and the gap is still staying steady with roles reversed. Brian looks like he scraped it on entry. I assume people beforehand said no wall riding this track because it is very easy to do that here. The 4, whoa, he wasn't against the wall either. So these lap guys are not making it easy. They're both being in the top lane, the bottom lane. I like the 89 right now. I think he was trying to defend against the 41, but he's staying in the top side. 41 can get by him really quickly. Brian Lorenzo had to have a shallower exit because of the lap car. It just cost him more time. And Dean Demmer is starting to pull away. Brian Lorenzo staying steady, but I don't think Brian has the speed to pass the 41 back. The number 2 is giving the leader a run for his money. Ooh, stays up against the wall. Dean cannot get the run off that he would have liked. Allows Brian to close the gap in by 2/10. But now he has to try and get around the 2 who still stand on the outside. And Brian is... Oh, I'm saying that a lot. Sorry. Contact with the 25 of Sam Brochu as he was trying to come down to get by the lap car. And Sam was just there. He cannot get by this 2 car. And right now the gap has doubled between himself and the leader. His car is not able to get through the traffic like Dean's is. And Sam Brochu is going to use a lap car to his advantage. Also putting him 3 wide. The 2 puts himself into the wall. Brian finally gets by, but he loses the 2nd place position. Now it's to settle for 3rd. And at some point, I wonder when these guys are going to want to pit. If they can make it to the halfway point, would be the more ideal thing to take your tires, your fuel. And all race season, we've had 3 sets of tires. So I don't believe that's any different here, but I didn't see an announcement from Brady kind of confirming the 3 sets of tires, but he would have given the drivers that at least in the introduction. Brian Lorenzo probably isn't going to lose a 3rd place position for a while, because Briley Marabello is 5 seconds behind him. But the 5 of Steele, first car 1 lap down, looks like he is faster than the 77 at the moment. But trying to pass a lead lap car cleanly is something else. The 89 took tires. You can see his speed difference. He's going to rock it by Brady Floyd, and we'll follow the 89 of Brad Stefani, and we'll see him catch these lead pack cars really quickly. Sam Brochu wants the outside, kind of got in his way going to the inside. Probably didn't expect the speed difference. And you can see him just bobbing and weaving cars. They'll lap the 13 again. Lapinus, I saw him going down a pit road, the 16. He actually was doing really well before he went pit road. I thought I saw him in the top 5. Lorenzo exiting, so that's why he's losing ground. He was on lead lap, down to 2 laps down now. He should cycle out in a good position. He definitely needs those tires. We are 3 laps shy of the halfway point. So here on out, it should be a 1 stop to the end, and then another stop, if you want some fresh tires if there's a caution, but you only really need 1 more stop. Brian's going to rocket by Demmer now. He's going to take a lap back, so he's down to 1. Demmer, we'll see when he goes down pit road for his green flag stop. Still leading. Longer you stay out, it's going to cost you more time because the tires are wearing. You're getting slower. We're just over halfway. If he crosses the finish line or if he wants to come down pit road this time. Looks like he's trying to split it exactly in the middle. Dean Demmer down in pit road in the 41. Sam Brochu staying out, leading a lap. Race number 302 dropped so far, so Brochu in theory would still be in this if he were to make the rest of them. So he'll be getting a bonus point for that. Little skid, but that's okay. He's getting tires. Marabello staying out. He's going to want to lead his lap for Spinal Racing. Larson Land, not a Camaro. Looks like he decided to run a Camry tonight. He's going to pit right in front of the 5. Dustin Carroll, we'll see what he does. Will he be able to get his lap led for tonight? A yellow flag is out. We'll have to see what caused that. It definitely throws a wrench when a green flag pit stop's happening, because Matthew Cochran, Frank Hughes in 13th, his first car 1 lap down. Did some people get back onto the lead lap? Looking at 77. Where is the 77? Oh, Brian's up to second. He managed to get on lead lap. 93 is going to come down this time by. And I'm going to spend some time trying to look and see what happened. Without a co-host, it's going to take me more time than normal, so good luck. Jeremy Lapinus is disconnected, so that's going to make my job a lot easier. I'm going to look for him. See if he was able to give me any insight on what happened to the crash. Car doesn't look too bad. He's just sitting on pit road. I don't think he was the reason for our caution. So, Tyler, if you can... I don't know. If you know what the caution is, trying to find it out for you guys. He just sat on pit road. I see Fuller with some damage. But that looks like he might have just hit the wall also. Oh no, he hit the wall on pit lane. That doesn't help. Oh, he was involved. Okay, so EOL to the 14. Yep, I found it. Yep, off of the turn, just gets loose. Probably fresh tires. Into the wall. Locks it down really good, though, but just got loose. EOL to him. He's going to get a penalty point. He's trying to turn it around. Does he do that safely? Ooh, that was close to the 2. But he does manage to get turned around and able to fire off one car incident. And I'm going to try and get us back up to the lead group. There we go. And after that chaos, our leader is Riley Marabello.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Not going green. Oh, that's a good reason why not to go green.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Still not sorted out yet, and I believe the leader, according to my ticker, is the 52, but everybody needs to get sorted out. And people taking their wave arounds, those not pitting pin now. Matthew Cochran down to 11th is the first car, 1 lap down. And it looks like everybody else has managed to get back on lead lap after the pit cycle. Riley Marabella leading. Dan Brochu in second. Dean Demmer in third. Because of this caution, the Spinal guys have benefited quite a bit. 93, Dustin Carroll has benefited. Oh, staying out. Brian Lorenzo in 5th. Will Cloud in 6th. Actually, no. Brian Lorenzo's... it's flip-flopping. Malachi Drake, Gregory Fronek, Paul Irvin, Travis Lapinus. We're going green. Riley Marabello is going to lead us away. Good start from him on the inside.
Green flag.
and the 25 is going to follow suit. Everybody's going to do so behind him. The 93 is currently being passed on the outside by Will Cloud. 93 goes around. Lock it down. This is our yellow. I actually saw it this time. Brady Floyd manages to get by on the outside. He's going to back it up down to the apron. Try and get fired up again. And he's not going to go a lap down. But he was definitely going to be the cause of that caution. Second caution here at Bristol. Both of them are single car incidents, both due to cold tires. Just because we exited our green flag pit stop. So from here to the end, I believe people are going to try and make it to the end. I don't think there's one more stop that's necessary anymore. But if you want to take some fresh tires, use another set. Not a bad idea. If these cautions continue to happen, but so far they haven't been terrible. Just single car deals, they'll get calmed down and we'll get going green eventually. But because I saw the wreck and I don't need a hunt for hours, I just have to talk and, try my best to fill the time. Yep, it is confirmed. EOL to the 93. And everybody's going to line up in the positions that they were, minus the 93 now to the back. Ambrosian first. Second, I meant he messed up my ticker. Riley Marabella on first, Ambrosian in second, Dean Demmer in third, Will Clown fourth, and Brian Lorenzo still our top 5. We are all sorted out much better than last caution. So many people took the wave around. So we aren't going to need to delay it this time. And whenever pace car tells us we're good to go, these guys will line up double file. We'll try and do this again, and we should be good. Because by now I believe people are aware about cold tires. And we are getting double file, looks like. Unless the 25 is just messing with me again. Yep, we are. No lights on the pace car. Next time by, it is going to go down the safety of pit road. And the 52, Riley Marabello, in his debut race. With Sam Brochu, his teammate, in his debut race, are going to lead us to green. And they're going to see if they can get caught up in the points. If they don't miss any more races, they'll be definitely top contenders here at the end. Pace car goes on safety pit road. And he fires off. A little stack up the 13 in the back just doesn't go. And Brochu is going to have to slot behind the 52. Will Cloud, I see back there, battling Dean Demmer. He's going to make it by. Dean is under pressure. I think that's the 77. Caution is out again. I need to see what happened. It is the 61, it looks like. Is it the same thing? See him trailing there on the inside. Gets loose on exit. Pops into the outside wall, and he is definitely what brought out the caution. Maybe no more single car spins. We'll see about that. But that probably was my fault. I probably jinxed them, so therefore I would get an EOL for causing that. We're going to go back up to the 52. And our top 5 has changed a little bit, but probably still the same people involved. Malachi Drake has actually worked his way into the top 5. Brian Lorenzo has lost a spot since we talked last. Dean Demmer has lost a spot also, and Will Cloud is up to 3rd. Those are the only changes in the top 5. And after that, I didn't really look too in depth. Yep, it is just confirmed by our race control friend Tyler, EOL to the 61 for another single car run. When we get back on green, we're going to be at around lap 100, might be 99. Actually, might be a little over 100. And then it'll be a 25 lap shootout to the end. So if you want tires, take them now. But because of the cautions, they've kind of taken away so many laps that I don't think many people are really going to pit. Brady Floyd did come down to pit. Did people behind him? Stefane stayed out. I think it was just Brady. I see Steele out there and on track. But Brady is going to have the freshest tires on this field. People who have left the session. No one that's actually been involved in an accident, but I don't know why. Jeremy Lapinus has left Larson Parker, William George, Nathan Tallman, and Forrest Smith. So we are down to 18 cars, but we started the race off with 23. Oh, we're going. 52 with a good jump. Really good jump. The 25 loose on the outside, and the 48 right behind him. Those guys are going to go single file. Looks like someone got in the back of the 48 there. The 41 also involved in this train. He's currently stalking Will Cloud, trying to see what moves they can make to get around everybody. And looks like they're doing the opposite. Part of the people are going to the top side, part of the people are going to the bottom, just trying to get a lane available. Will Cloud's doing the complete opposite of the 25. He's going to get a nose. He is loose. He wrecks. No, he doesn't. He uses the wall to save it, but he really punched in that fender. And he's going to fall back behind Brian Lorenzo. He's going to go back to 6. Nice save by Will Cloud. Not bringing out the yellow, but that car is a handful to drive, it looks like. A rocket ship, but very hard to drive. I see the 07 right now, trying to get to the outside of the 41. 41 closes the door, but he's going to try again. This time with 41 with a better run off. And it looks like he's not able to put his nose there and prevent the 41 from going to the top side. So Brian Lorenzo's like, oh, hey, free real estate, let me try. And same thing happens to him. Oh, Will dropped quite a bit. Where's Will? Oh, Will had to go to the pits. I wonder if something happened. He was right front. Unfortunately, in lap number 3, Will might have to use his drop week. He's going to get back out on track, though, but he's going to be several laps down. Ticker currently shows 3 laps down, might go to 4 by the time he actually rolls out on track. And that's an unfortunate day for Will. So strong for him, but he's not going to be able to rebound and be where he was. The Steele in front of him is 2 laps down. So Steele would get all the lucky dogs. Maribel is still up front. 15 laps to go here at Bristol. And 25 just stalking him. Going in the opposite lane as him. Just like everybody's done. But he cannot get a run off. I'm talking about Sambrosius, who's trying to pass him. Pass his teammate cleanly. Maribel is using the top side very well. My voice is starting to hurt from talking. But he's getting good shots to him on the inside, but just if he can get his nose to the side of the quarter panel like he does now, Riley has to leave a spot for him. But Riley's defending right now on the outside, which would give him momentum coming off of the turn. I wouldn't shock me if this time Riley clears him, but he does not. The 25 gets really close to him, has to swerve a little bit. And Riley is going to clear 25 this time. Broshu's going to have to try and regroup, try and go again. But the 41 is closed in on these guys battling, and he's going to want to get some of the action too. These guys are side by side. And Sam Broshu is leaving a lot of room on the outside if Dean Demmer can fit his nose into there. Lots of talent running here up front. Oh my goodness. Brian Lorenzo has regrouped. He's up to 4th. Ooh, the 52 in the wall. 3 wide for the lead here at Bristol. Under 10 laps to go. But they all get sorted out back to where they used to be. The 25 in the middle lane trying to get a run. But also trying to leave room on the inside for Dean Demmer. Dean backs out of it. And new leader, the 25 of Sam Broshu, cleanly takes the lead away from the 92. 92 of Maribello ends up tapping the wall and he falls back to 3rd. Dean Demmer up to the 2nd place position. Riley's going to have to try and regroup here if he wants another shot at the win. Being in 3rd is a lot harder than trying to be in 2nd. We haven't seen anyone use the chrome horn, even though it is Bristol. It's been very clean for the most part. 3 single car spins so far. And this time, Bobby, are going to be 5 laps to go. Dean Demmer right now to the inside of Sam Broshu. He's just stalking him, just sitting on his back bumper. I don't think Sam Broshu is going to make a mistake. He's very consistent. But he leaves the inside open. That might be by choice because he wants to defend on the top side. Dean Demmer's going to take that. And they're really close to each other, leaning on the quarter panel. But that outside is getting the momentum. Going by the lap car, the 06. Stalking, 3 laps to go. Dean's going to try the inside once again. He's got a nose ahead, but just cannot get the momentum. We'll see if on the white flag lap, which happens right now. 1 lap to go here at Bristol. Leaders are side by side. Sam Broshu led that lap. Dean Demmer right now side by side down the backstretch. The Bane doors going down the backstretch. We'll see coming out of turns 3 and 4. They're leaning on each other. Sam Broshu's going to win the race. Huge congrats, though, to Dean Demmer on his 2nd place. Good run for him. He could have wrecked the 25 if he wanted to. He had every chance in the world just adore him, bump him, do whatever. So that's a great move. Brian Lorenzo ends up coming in third. Great rally from him. Ryan Marabella falls back to fourth. Travis Lapinus in the 16. We've seen him in the back most of the day. He gets a top 5. Great for him. Malachi Drake in the 6th place position. Dustin Carroll 7th. Gregory Fronick 8th. Matthew Cochran 9th. Joseph Darnell 10th. Michael J. Steele 11th. Will Cloud 12th. Brady Floyd 13th. Nicholas Fuller 14th. James Coy 15th. Frank Hughes 16th. And these guys have left. Paul Irvin, Brad Stefan, Jeremy Lapinus, Larson Parker, William George, Nathan Tallman, and Forrest Smith will round out our 23 car field that competed tonight. Great race. They're currently getting their picture taken, I think. And then we'll see some burnouts from Sam Brochu, debut race. So we'll get to talk to him in the booth very shortly. We're going to be able to talk to Sam Brochu, Dean Demmer, who just missed out last week, and Brian Lorenzo. We'll get to talk to him again. He had to work for that 3rd place position. Marabella, we will not be talking to him. He was in 4th, so we'll try next week if he shows up at Kansas. Hopefully he does. Put on a great show for us here tonight. And I will try to get everybody that I can in the booth. And everybody, yep, right now is waiting, so I don't need to call anyone out. We'll start with 3rd place finisher, Brian Lorenzo in the 77. Hey, Brian, it's Matt in the booth. How's it going?
I'm doing great. Just out with the podium.
Yep, definitely had to work hard for it this time. It was not a walk in the cake for you. How was it for you and your 7017?
Oh man, we love this track. I've always loved this track from the get-go in iRacing, and I think every time I race here, I just try to have fun. And holy cow, that was fun. That first run, I wasn't even saving tire, dude. I was just pushing it to the limit every single lap, just having fun with it. Obviously, ended up biting me later in the race, but just to have that much fun and still come home P3, just a great race overall for us.
Yeah, definitely well deserved. I thoroughly enjoyed broadcasting that. It was really entertaining. Even though I was up here by myself. So
Yeah, I thought they was gonna wreck like 3, 4 different times because they were going 3 wide. I wish I was up there so I could put it 4.
yeah, it was very entertaining, very hectic. Yeah, only 3 cautions. And yeah, is there anything else you'd like to point out about your run tonight, and we can go through all the sponsor stuff?
Um, yeah, it was just a great ride. I was working with my teammate Will Cloud pretty well in that race. Unfortunately for him, he just got a little loose and hit the wall. Ended his race, ended his night. Um, Besides that, it was just an overall great race. Only 3 cautions at Bristol, and to have a great finish and to put on a clean race is definitely the best mix you can ask for when it comes to league racing here on iRacing.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed too. I don't know if you're able to see the finish between Dean and Sam Brochu, but it was really clean. Dean could have completely pile driven through him, but he chose not to.
Yeah, that's when you get guys that are at this level and you see the top guys race. We always race each other cleanly every week. I've raced Dean here for only a couple races, and I already know that he's a solid racer. Sam and Riley, I've known them for quite a while. They're both really solid. Sam's the actual racer in real life, and he's really good at the short tracks. They proved that tonight.
Yep. Yeah, definitely a lot of good competition and quality competition too. Before we let you go though, is there anyone you want to thank for your performance tonight?
Yes, I'd like to thank Adria Esports for giving us the opportunity to race for them this season. I hope we can end out the Cup Series here and the Truck Series with the team championship. Um, I'd like to thank 4 Cloak Media for being the primary sponsor on this machine, as this is the 4 Cloak Media series. Um, yeah, they're an amazing group, amazing broadcasting group, and they're looking to pursue some new projects in the future. So I definitely hop on that if I'm a fan. I'd like to thank Pierce Graphics for also being on the 77 machine. Uh, glad to see us finish P3. He does some amazing work. He's the behind the scenes guy when it comes to broadcasting. He makes some amazing graphics packages, and I would love to see a lot more leagues use him as their supplier for graphics. And besides that, I'd like to thank the league and thank you for obviously putting on a show for us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Also, I did want to mention something about Pierce Graphics. I do mention this quite a bit. But the ticker, I absolutely love this thing. It is very user friendly. um, it looks wonderful. It's by Pierce Graphics and doesn't cloud up my entire screen.
Yes, sir. That's what we like to hear.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Brian. Have a good rest of your night.
You too, man. Thank you very much.
All right, that was Brian Lorenzo on the 77. Up next, we're going to talk to Dean Demmer, who came in second in the 41 machine. Hey, Dean, it's Matt in the booth. You copy?
I do.
So, first of all, one heck of a performance for you. There are a few points I want to talk about. The elephant being in the room, that finish, definitely kind of shows how much of a quality racer you are. Really fast, and you could have just completely obliterated Ambrosio for that win. But how was it? Kind of how was your thought process and making the moves you did there at the end?
Well, I was really strong on the bottom. I lost a few positions at the beginning of the race because those guys were just pushing really hard. But I knew in the practice sessions I was fast on the long run. So I just was patient and just stuck around the bottom, and then I eventually got the lead there. Um, and then right there at that finish, I mean, it was just great racing between Matt and I. Um, yeah, I mean, we banged doors a couple times, but that's fun racing right there. I don't mind losing a race like that.
Yeah, it was really interesting from my standpoint. Hopefully, it was also interesting to the people tuning in. But yeah, with the pit strategy, kind of how was the pit strategy here? And then after that, we did have a lot of self spins, but
Yeah, well, I was just gonna run until a caution or I had to pit, but I was forced to pit a little early because I saw Brian on new tires. He flew by me, and I knew he had pit, so that's when I decided to come down and take tires. And then Matt followed me, and he actually ended up in front of me there. So good strategy by him as well.
gotcha. Before we let you go tonight, is there anyone you want to thank for your performance?
Oh man, I just want to thank you guys for broadcasting and putting on this league. It's a lot of fun. I won in the trucks yesterday, and I seem to be adapting pretty well here.
Gotcha. Yeah, you definitely have grown quite a bit. I assume your I rating is a little too high to be in the Gen Gen 6 league, but
Yeah, I don't know what the rule is there, but yeah, I'm probably not eligible. But I mean, either way, at the end of the day, I rating doesn't matter. These guys put on great races, and they're really fun to race with. So had a blast.
gotcha. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I do believe that's like a 3,000 cap, I think.
I gotcha.
Um, but yeah, thank you for your time and one heck of a performance for you and your 41 team with the 43 throwback.
Yeah, thank you very much, man.
All right, that was Dean. Came home second place. My alarm just went up, so I'm going to end that real quick. So you have to hear music in the background, and then we'll talk to Sam Brochu very shortly. Hey Sam, it's Matt in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, no, it's Matt. What's up?
Gotcha. All right. Before we start, is your iRacing name Sam?
Yes,
Okay.
should be.
I think Dean kept on like saying Matt. I don't think there's
Nah,
another
it's
Matt in the
Sam.
race. Okay.
Nah, it's Sam. Yeah.
All right. So if you want to be Matt, you can. It is a very cool name. But you drove the wheels off of that car. Battling Tomlin there late at the end. A clean battle with you and Dean. Actually, really clean battles for the lead. I was really impressed, especially being Bristol of all tracks. And yeah, just a very solid race for you. Kind of top five, crept your way up there on the pit strategy. Can you kind of go through your thought process on that?
Yeah. So honestly, I didn't put a lap in on practice because I had to, get some stuff set up. My wheel was kind of acting funny, but I put it on pole, which was honestly kind of surprising because Bristol's kind of a weird track for me in the next gen. So when I put it on pole, I was kind of confused at first, but then I just went along with it, and I saw these guys pushing really hard early on, and me and Riley were in a Discord call, and I was just telling him, just if we sit back here and save our stuff, we'll be up there in no time. And I think Riley just burned his stuff up staying as close as he did with me. Dirty air has a big impact on these next gen cars, so you got to be really smart with them. But I was able to pass a lot of the guys back, and then I was trailing Dean early on there and later in that run, and we got to Brian, and um, me and Brian had a solid battle. He was holding me up a little bit. That's why I was, kind of booping him in the corner. But once I got past him, I was, getting about half a tenth on Dean every lap, and I knew pit strategy was, coming up, and as soon as Dean pit, I made like a last second decision to come in the next lap. I was gonna run it dry, but then I came in, and that was a really good call because the caution came out right as I was leaving pit road, so that put me second in front of Dean. And I kind of did the same thing in a way. Um, Riley got the lead there, and I just was minding my p's and q's, and not trying to push it, but push it at the same time just to stay that close to Riley. And then when I was getting closer to Riley, I saw he kept migrating to the top, and I knew as soon as he went up there, I knew that that was too early, and I just kept running the bottom there, trying to stay disciplined, and then I finally, started running the middle, and as soon as Dean got up there, I started running the middle, and we went three wide there. That was kind of scary going into the corner, and
It was.
yeah, it was really scary. And I told I told Riley, I was like, "We're three wide, by the way." He's like, "Why the heck are we three wide?" And we almost wrecked off the corner, and it got bad there for a second. But Riley, I got by Riley coming out of the corner, and I don't really know if I got into him or not, but he hit the wall, and then it was just me and Dean from then on, and after, I mean, that's my first time ever racing Dean, and I have a ton of respect for him just because he didn't try to pull any stupid stunts on me, and he raced me clean, I raced him clean. So there's a lot of mutual respect there, and I really appreciate that. But yeah, I wasn't really expecting to run a league on a Wednesday night. Kind of happy I did now that I'm in victory lane. So yeah, a good race overall. I'll probably run a lot more of these races, considering all the clean racing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know. Brady did a good job. Trying to kind of pick these people. Um, the race and was trying to promote it to groups of very clean racers. So overall, through the season, I like it. Definitely will be glad to have you back. I know next week we are going to be at Kentucky. But kind of coming there to the end with Dean on your bumper and closing in on you. Was there any worry that he was just going to shove you out of the way or door you in the final turn?
Um, I think it was more of I wouldn't call it worry. I think I would just call it more of actually I don't know what I would call it. I guess I was just nervous that something could happen. But the way we raced earlier on, I kind of saw that he was clean, and um, I knew that once he started wrapping the bottom and closing in, I knew that I had gone up to the top like 2 laps too soon. And then, he got there. I think it was like 7 laps we battled, and he never touched me. And then, the last lap is full sends or be full sent. So he doored me on the backstretch. I'm not mad about that. It was kind of like a warning shot, like, something's about to come. But I mean, he didn't do anything over the top. He washed up out of the corner. I cut it low, and it was there on. So I wouldn't say there was as much worry as people might have thought there would have been.
Gotcha. Yeah, trying to hype it up. I didn't know, especially with people trying to get that first win. But before we let you go, is there anyone you want to thank for your performance tonight?
Yeah, Riley Marabella, he's a really good friend of mine, and we got the invite 15 minutes before the race even started. So, you know, just you got to thank him for working with me and staying patient throughout the race, especially in the closing laps when we battled. I kind of had a feeling that it was going to be one of us that was going to come, you know, away with it, and he raced me clean, and I raced him clean like always. So, just thank him for being a really good teammate, and just racing me clean, and Dean for racing me clean as well, and just putting on an exciting battle.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely was exciting. Um, so thank you for your time and have a good rest of your night. Don't party too hard. School's tomorrow or work, depending how old you are. But
Both.
gotcha. All right. Well, have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, you too, Matt.
All right. That was just Sam. Uh, hold off the win here. I mean, there's maybe some wondering there what happened at the end, but I guess he wasn't too worried. Just based on how Dean has been clean the rest of this race too, and throughout the field, looks like those moves are what gets you more respect. Compared to outright being fast and bullying your way for the win, because ultimately it's just racing on a computer. So that respect goes a long way. But huge congrats to Sam in his debut race for the league. He has raced with quite a few people numerous times, which hence why he was invited in the first place to be a part of this series. So thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next week at Kentucky. I'm going to check real quick to see how many laps it's going to be. And it will be 100 laps at Kentucky. So it's going to go longer than this race, 125. But your laps are going to take about twice as long. Afternoon start time. And we will see you there. Same time. Same group of